Hey guys, it's me again. I just realized that I was such a chatty Cathy in the last video that I forgot to kind of update those of you that are not friends with me on my personal Facebook page. So I'm going to do a real quick, the fastest year in review. I think the last time that I posted anything on this page was in 2014. And at the time, we had a foster child that I refer to as D. His birthday was Dragon, and we adopted him May 6th of last year. So we are approaching the 1 year anniversary of his adoption. Last year, 2015, we had just moved into our new house. We got a dog. Jonathan and I won. We were so happy to be honored and win a community service award for a military couple who does a lot for the community. We do a lot of beach cleanups, canyon cleanups, and we're foster parents. We love to volunteer. It's what we're passionate about, what we're drawn to. So to be recognized for doing that last spring was amazing. We went to a ball. It was the best night of my life. I got to wear a beautiful gown. Johnny was in his dress blues with his mini medals. We met a lot of great people, and without a doubt, it's one of those things that's up with like my wedding day and the birth of my children. Not only because we had a great night, but because we won, and it just to be recognized for doing something that you're passionate about, and that I'm just so humbled. I'm just doing what I love, and to be recognized for it, it was just really special. It gives me chills. We started Girl Scouts. My mom came out to visit over the summer with my two nieces and my nephew. So we had a great long summer. Johnny made chief. He was selected as chief in the Navy. And then shortly after that, he deployed. So my mom left. Johnny left a week later on deployment. And then I started to get sick. So we're talking about 2015 being a year that I really didn't think we were going to be able to top. It was great. And then I just started not feeling so well. And I started getting a stomach ache after I would eat. And my stomach started to hurt. And I remember saying to my friends, it feels like I just did 100 sit-ups. Like, I feel bloated, but my muscles kind of hurt, my abs. I don't know how to explain it. What do you think? And we chalked it up to your husband's on deployment, you're doing more than usual. And then the pain got worse. And I went to the doctor and I said, okay, look, I'm not sure what's going on, but I have pain when I eat. I'm tired, I'm nauseous, my stomach hurts, and I'm bloated. And he told me I had acid reflux. He put me on some medicine and he said, don't call me before 7 days. He said, give it at least 7 days before I hear from you. So I gave it the 7 days, and on the 7th day I called back and I said, I don't want to sound rude, but I think you're wrong. I talked to a nurse and I was like, I think the doctor's wrong. I don't think I have acid reflux. She said, it doesn't sound like you have acid reflux. I'm not sure why he said that. And the nurse said, it sounds like you have a stomach bacteria. She said, come in, get some blood work done, and we'll check it out. So I went in, I got the blood work done, and the doctor called me back and he said, look, you have H. pylori, let's put you on some antibiotics, let's take care of it. The antibiotics, it was 2 weeks of antibiotics. And so I took the full 2 weeks of antibiotics. And at the end of the 2 weeks, I called the nurse back, spoke to a different nurse, and I said, I don't know about you, but my symptoms are getting worse. I started having what I refer to as attacks. And I was kind of convinced that it was my gallbladder because it was right in that general area. And anytime I would eat, it no longer was just hurting. I was having a full-blown attack. I couldn't breathe through the pain. It was excruciating. And to the point that, it would drop me to the floor. Life was very busy. Jonathan was still deployed. All the kids were still in school, Girl Scouts. Jackson had all of his services. Oh, by the way, we adopted Dragon. I don't know if I mentioned this, but we renamed him Jackson. And so I went back to the doctor. And when I went back, I was just in tears. Or no, I called the nurse. And I said, I don't know about you, but I've taken the 2 weeks of antibiotics and my pain is getting steadily worse. And she said, oh, it takes 6 weeks for it to fully kick in, for it to really do its job. So I waited 4 more weeks of this pain. And I finally made a doctor's appointment on that, the day that it was the end of the 6th week. And I went in and I was just in tears. And I said, I cannot go home the way that I came. You have to do something for me. I refuse to go home like this. Hey, sorry, my mom called. So I basically went in, I was a mess, and that's when he finally said, okay, let's schedule an ultrasound, and he also referred me to mental health. So, and he ordered some lab work. Long story short, this was a week before Johnny came home from deployment. So Jonathan came home, and 5 days after he came home, I asked him to take me to the emergency room. I was having a hard time breathing. I had a crackling in when I took a deep breath, and I was so distended that people were daily asking me when I was due. So I went to the emergency room, and my main concern was my breathing. I said, hey, I'm having a hard time breathing. Can we do some x-rays or whatever, see if there's some fluid around my lungs? Do I have pneumonia? What's going on? And I was surprised that they weren't really worried about my breathing. They were more worried about the fact that my stomach was so distended. After a few tests, we realized that my stomach I was not bloated, that my stomach was actually full of mucus, fluid, and that I had masses throughout my entire abdomen, the biggest of which were on my ovaries. So they referred me to a gynecologist and a surgeon. I went in the next day. I was told that I had cancer. They thought it was ovarian cancer. So on December 22nd, 2015, I went in to have a complete hysterectomy. And when they went in, they quickly realized that it was not ovarian cancer, that it was appendix cancer. And I was referred from Naval Medical Center San Diego to UCSD in La Jolla. And I now have a really great doctor. And after the pathology results came back, it looks like I have stage 4 appendiceal adenocarcinoma. And I can finally say that and not start crying. So we've come a long way. I had my initial surgery. I recovered from that. I started chemo. I've now had 6 chemo sessions, and I have at least 6 more to go. And it looks like the tumors are shrinking. Chills, right? I don't know how much they're shrinking, but they're shrinking, and that's all that matters. My symptoms are not that bad. I'm very lucky. When I was first diagnosed, everyone kept telling me, oh, but you're so young. You're so young. And it kind of pissed me off. And I kept thinking, yeah, I'm young and I have stage 4 cancer. Thank you for reminding me that for the 15th time today. But now that I've started chemo, I realize that is a good thing. And it's my silver lining, because chemo is not winning. I am. And chemo might be something that I'm doing, but it's not me. And it's not my whole story. And I may be weak and I may be tired for a couple of days, but I'm getting up and I'm living my life. And I was so sick before that I feel like I could run the world now. I feel so much better. That even on my worst days of chemo, the days where I can't get out of bed and I'm nauseous and I'm running in and out of the bathroom, it's still better. It's still better because I have a good relationship with food again, and I can get up and I can sit outside and I can watch my kids play. And I'm going to the Girl Scout meeting tonight. I'm getting my son on the bus to go to preschool. These are things that the 3 months before I was diagnosed, I couldn't do. I was laying on my couch in tears, and I'm so thankful for that. And when the doctor asked me, he said, I have a palliative care team. and they worry about just my symptoms. And they asked me a question. They said, if you're going through this entire process and we can only help you do one or two things, what is it that you want to do? And I said, I don't want to just do one or two things. I want to be a mom, and that's being a million things all at one time. And you know what? They've helped me be a mom. I'm very well medicated, and I've learned to regulate all of that, and I'm able to be a mom again. And that alone that's all I wanted. So, long story short, 2015 was by far the best and worst year of my life. But 2016 is here, and I'm stronger than ever. I'm feeling great, and cancer will not define me at all. So it's just a little part of who I am and what I do. I'm a mom, I'm a daughter, a wife, a sister, an aunt, a friend, a Navy spouse. I am all of these things, and cancer is just a little part of that. So I may have a year left, I may have 10 years, I may have 60 years. But I know that I'm not living my life in fear. I'm getting up every day, and I'm living my life the same way I would if I were healthy. I'm not letting it hold me back. And if cancer has done anything, it's made me appreciate life and finding the joy in every day. So, just a quick summary. I didn't want a lot of you to be confused. So that's why I have short hair. That's why I said I had a good excuse for not blogging. So, yeah. Thanks to everyone for being so supportive. I couldn't do this without you guys.